The shop was silent, dark. Mr. Henderson, the night manager, finished his rounds, just a quick check to make sure everything was in order. As he passed the back aisle, something glinted in the dim light. A small white object sat on the otherwise empty shelf. He leaned closer, heart thudding. It was a tooth, a molar yellowed with age. He recoiled, a shiver crawling up his spine. Mr. Henderson had worked at the store for years. He'd seen his share of misplaced items. Never anything like this. This was different. This felt wrong. He picked it up gingerly, the enamel cold and oddly smooth under his fingertips. It was unsettling, unnatural. His mind raced, trying to find a logical explanation. Had a customer dropped it? Was it some cruel prank? He shook his head. It made no sense. He quickly wrapped the tooth in a tissue. He threw it in the trash, hoping to forget the entire incident. He finished his rounds, locking the store securely behind him. Mr. Henderson told himself it was nothing, just his imagination playing tricks on him. But the image of the tooth, alone and out of place, lingered in his mind. The next morning he arrived to find the store just as he had left it. Everything seemed normal. The morning light banished the shadows and the unease they held. He convinced himself that he had been tired the night before, overworked. It was easy to imagine things in the quiet darkness. Just stress, he muttered, busying himself with opening the store, but deep down a seed of doubt remained. He tried to ignore the strange feeling that crept up his spine whenever he passed the aisle where he had found the tooth. The empty shelf mocked him, a silent reminder of the unsettling discovery. He went about his day, restocking shelves and helping the few customers that wandered in. As he sorted through a delivery of antique books, he paused. There it was again. That feeling, someone was watching him. He turned, expecting to see a curious customer peering over his shoulder, but the store was empty. He was alone. He chided himself for being foolish. It was just his imagination playing tricks on him again. The following morning, Mr. Henderson approached the store with trepidation. The memory of the tooth and the subsequent unsettling feeling clung to him. He hesitated at the entrance, his hand hovering over the doorknob. Taking a deep breath, he pushed the door open and stepped inside. The morning light, usually a comfort, seemed to highlight the growing sense of unease that pervaded the store. As he made his way to the back aisle, his heart pounded in his chest. His eyes were drawn to the empty shelf, but it was no longer empty. Resting on the worn wood was a small glass jar. It was sealed with a cork and filled with a fine grey ash. Mr. Henderson felt a chill run down his spine. This was no misplaced item. This was no prank. This was something else, something wrong. Fear warred with curiosity. He wanted to leave the jar untouched, to pretend he hadn't seen it. But something compelled him to know more. He carefully picked up the jar, the glass cold against his skin. There were no markings on it, no indication of its origin or contents. The ash inside was fine and powdery, almost silken to the touch. He could only stare at it, his mind reeling with questions he couldn't answer.